Coming to you live from Fayetteville, North Carolina. There he is, signing in, Mr.
We're
Nudelberg.
here. We're here. We were rocking and rolling yesterday. Fantastic day of travel. I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm not gonna jinx it for today, but everything was on time. Delta was a great experience. Shout out to Ed for really getting it done for Delta. And it was great. We got into Fayetteville, had a great day of work with Sistel and the whole crew, and had a great dinner last night at Luigi's here in Fayetteville, and just really great stuff going on.
There's you doing your thing. So it was kind of cool because Jake was texting me. He goes, "The guy's a beast." So,
it was a day. It was a day,
Give you a whiteboard and let it happen, man.
Well, so early morning, a 6:30 flight meant that I was running at 4:00 yesterday morning. So run from 4 to 4:45 and then shower and get to the airport. It was a day, and then a full day of work with them. But it's really cool to, number one, have somebody open up the kimono with you and really allow you into their business to know what the real challenges are, what the real opportunities are, in order to set the foundations of what the structure should look like and what the behaviors and what the core values that should be, people should be held accountable to, and help them develop those things. So it's a lot of brain work, but it was fun.
All right. Janine and the sisters, if you're watching this, it's a very competitive family. So at some point, you are going to need to vote Top Nudelberg.
Right? I was going to tell you, we were talking last night about books and about my book coming out in September. And Kara was like, look, I'm going to be honest. I haven't read your dad's book yet, but I promise I'll read your book in September. And I was like, bing, winner.
They threw me out with the ball.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good. Win.
Okay, listen, they know what it's like to compete within a family. It's okay. We know the rules. Really, really, really good stuff. I'm glad that you're doing well up there. I think part of every engagement, the relationship is two-sided. She abstains. That is a good call there, my dear. It's what you put into it. I got the chance to speak to the True Network yesterday. They had a virtual sales conference, which they asked me to speak at. And they were, Scott was kind of interviewing me. That's the style that they did it. And I said, we work with people who are interested in getting better.
Right.
That's inspiring in and of itself, because we can help them do that. So just because it's our value proposition, and we'll talk about some of the best of the best. LinkedIn came out with what great salespeople are doing. So we'll talk about that. We got lots of fun stuff. Huddle shout out to our main man with the camera, Dave Roth. He shouted us out yesterday, and just know that we're always very appreciative.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. And, I actually had shouted him out a couple of weeks back, or it might have been even last week. I was scrolling through LinkedIn, and the CEO of Good Wipes, which is like a flushable wipe, which
I know it. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
He's a Florida State grad. So he posted about looking for a photographer. So I immediately just tagged David in the comments and was like, hey, he's the best. So that's the best part about social media, and the way that you can just shout people out and share your network with people on a daily basis.
I love the whole shout out thing that we do. A great time yesterday with Helen Quinn. Really, really enjoyed our time yesterday. Got to work with the Cedars, Sherry and Mark Cedar, which each week becomes more and more fun as we peel the onion back and really motivate and inspire their business, a shout out of opportunity. They need to, our suggestion is to hire somebody that is like a Shay. So if you know somebody that is sort of the executive assistant on steroids, Shay, make a comment.
Making it happen.
Right.
Yeah. Just make it happen.
Yeah, like Shay, not talkative. Doesn't really
Listens and executes and makes it happen.
But it's a good opportunity to work with them. They're a fast-growing company. So thank you, Helen. Thank you, everybody. Ed Dykes is here. The one and only Lori Salarillo is now a part of the team. She's here this morning. Let's get to wake-up music because we're going to have some fun today. It is National Stick Out Your Tongue Day.
Help, yeah. Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in bed. No more about to thinking, time of thinking ahead. Come on now.
I would be remiss if I did not shout out Double G. Got a chance to catch up with him yesterday, and he went totally old school. He was one of the original huddlers when it was on Facebook, and it was a paid Facebook group. So
that's right.
Incredible stuff. So as I said, this national days are sometimes just fun so history of we all stick out our tongues. It's playful. It could be mean. Some crazy facts about the tongue. It's the most flexible muscle in the body.
Not surprising to me.
I'm leaving that alone. While the tongue may not be the strongest, it's the most flexible. Number two, on an average, an adult has between 2,000 and 4,000 taste buds located right on their tongue.
How many of them do you bite during your lifetime is the question. And do you ruin them when you bite them? Because there have been times that I've bit my tongue so hard that I was like, I swear, I feel like I'm going to lose my tongue.
Did you know that the tongue has a unique tongue print?
I did not know that. That's
just
very
like fingerprints. The tongue print is also unique to each person. That was like a what?
Yeah, that's wild. How did they figure that out? Are they like, do you have to, in order to get a tongue print, do you have to like stick your tongue to the paper, or like how do you figure that out?
So of course there's a Guinness World Record. The Guinness World Record for the longest tongue is 3.97 inches, so 4 inches.
Which was not Gene Simmons, is that right?
Well, so I put together a compilation of the greatest tongues of all time. First, some people leave their tongue out. So let's find out why people leave their tongue out while they're thinking.
Have you ever noticed that when you're trying really hard to do something, like thread a needle, your tongue will just sort of stick out all by itself? In these moments of deep concentration, your tongue isn't really doing anything. So why does it happen? Well, researchers are still trying to pin down the answer, but they do have some good ideas. Right now, the best explanation for this phenomenon is that poking out your tongue is your brain's way of stopping itself from getting distracted. See, your tongue is a bit of an attention seeker, and it's constantly giving your brain updates about what's going on in your mouth. Unfortunately, all those motor inputs get sent to the same areas of your brain that help you concentrate or coordinate movements, specifically the prefrontal cortex and the cerebellum. According to this hypothesis, your tongue gets poked out or clamped between your lips to stop all this annoying brain chatter when you're trying to focus. Of course, even though this idea is well supported, the debate isn't over yet.
So just knowing that there is a debate.
So I got to shout out Philip Nathram. Philip, who is here today in the huddle, who I've never seen comment before, makes a great comment, says the new iPhone will probably use a tongue print to open it up, which is hilarious. If you don't know Philip, you absolutely should. He is absolutely a fireball of energy, lives in the DC area, has a leadership podcast, and just an overall great dude. So Philip, thanks for being here this morning, and super excited for you to meet the rest of the Nudelberg Daily Huddle.
You know, what's funny is that in the work I was doing with Shari yesterday, we were going through LinkedIn, his name popped up, and I don't really know him, but I know him as a huddler. So welcome. So I put together some of the most famous tongues. Lou, you have you possibly could have a career in the Daily Huddle, because the first one up is MJ.
Absolutely. So what could be a very dangerous activity of jumping in the air with your tongue out, because it's a quick way to just sever your tongue in half if you get some contact or something. But, you know, in my mind, I know we're going to get to like Gene Simmons at some point because he had a great tongue, but like there's a lot of different feelings that sticking your tongue out could bring. And somehow MJ just made it seem cool and made it seem tough and made it seem like it was just that little bit extra, push and drive, which is what that sticking out of the tongue was. So right. I love John Barry. Majestic.
He hits it right on the head. When you put that to that kind of music too,
right?
It's absolutely majestic. But sometimes people do dumb things with their tongue. Shall we?
It's a beautiful day, huh, Harry?
Yes, I've had a wonderful time so far, thank you.
God, it feels so good to get up here. I haven't been outside that much in the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah? Why not?
There's been some family problems. But I don't want to bore you with those.
Thanks. Oh, look, Frost.
Harry? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. I do this all the time. Hi there. Say, kids. You wouldn't happen to have a cup of warm water, would you?
Classic. Absolutely classic.
When she says something and he goes, thanks.
He goes, I do this all the time.
Woo! I mean, so that is definitely the laugh of the day. On a similar note, Seinfeld knows how to make fun of the tongue, so show us Seinfeld.
The tongue. Yes, the tongue. Or in medical terms, the glossa. It's a muscular organ. Consists of two parts, the body and the root. You see, it's covered by this mucous membrane. These raised little projections here are the papillae. It's what gives it its furred appearance. Very tactile. You see, taste buds run on grooves along surfaces.
Can you let go of my tongue now?
What?
Let go of my tongue?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I should get going. What are you doing?
Well, I was going to kiss you goodnight.
A kiss? With the tongue? The glossa with the bumps and the papillae? I don't think so.
Excellent.
Funny stuff. And then finally, I teased it yesterday. I watched Kisstory, which was the documentary about Kiss, and Gene Simmons is just crazy. Show me this interview with Gene Simmons.
Okay, look, recently Rolling Stone labeled you the #1 most famous rock tongue in the world, right? Yeah. And like, to me, cool. But it's like, you name me a more famous tongue in any genre of anything on the planet Earth.
If that camera wouldn't mind coming in really close, or this guy.
Yeah, here we
Come
go.
in closer. Come over here. Are we over there? Come in closer.
You get in there.
Okay,
you
ready?
Get in there.
See, it's not whether or not you can. It's not whether or not you can do that. It's whether or not you can. I'll just show you a little bit.
I love the nodders now, man.
That's unreal how he did that. And Rob Dyrdek's reaction is the best part of that. He's like, what
is that animal, man? Put that away. So that tees us up for tomorrow, because we absolutely are going deep into Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley and all the lessons we can learn. But that leads us right to motivational music. Take it away, Shay.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, no need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, so spend it like it's gold. I'm living like I'm 90. Got no regrets even when I'm broke. Yeah, I'm at my best when I got something I'm wanting to steal. They're too busy for them problems and problems to feel. Yeah, no stressing, just obsessing with sealing the deal. I take it in and let it go, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it.
great movie. Like you get to see the bits and pieces of the scenes again from that movie, and it's just so good. I can't wait to watch it again.
I can't wait to watch it again. The reason why I played that song, go.
Well, just one more use of the tongue is in the famous Budweiser commercials. Was that? You gotta let the tongue hang. And so, like, when we started the conversation, I said to Jake, I go, my mind immediately went to was that?
Well, that's so interesting. So certainly it's conversational today, because you can't have a conversation without your tongue.
That is true.
And how many times are people going to say, "Hey, cat, got your tongue?"
Right. Or make sure you hold your tongue.
Hold your tongue. There you go. So there'll be a ton of that going on today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Not everything needs to be serious or whatever, but I played that song because I as a career business development guy, I'm not worried about where my next piece of business is coming from because of the process and because of the steps I take. Then you get LinkedIn comes out with a report, and it's the best salespeople in 2021 did these 5 things well. Now, let me tell you something. Most of it, I think, is horseshit. I don't even know where they got these statistics from. I don't know what planet they're on. So you read the story, you found it.
Yep.
Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? We can talk about. We got a couple of minutes left.
I think there's some great points in it. Like the third point, the second point was that top performing sellers do twice as much research as everybody else. Now,
so that to me would be the number one point above all.
Correct. Like, and the first one is so fluffy, and I really try to stay away from this, but it says they put buyers first. And this buyer first mentality or behavior, I think, is just so hokey, because if you're going into it not putting the other person first already, there's no way you're going to win that piece of business. It's
So here's
just
my
the price of
contention.
admission.
Here's my contention. They're not a buyer first.
Right.
They're
Exactly.
framing it up that way. I
Right.
put the buyer first. You've made it adversarial right off the bat. If you just
Exactly
say,
correct.
I'm putting all the people in my life ahead of me. I just want to meet people. Then there is no buyer first. So when
And the
read
language
this,
matters. So like to talk what they're talking about in buyer first behavior of delivering value and show up consistently and continue to share and be relevant, like those are really good points. But when you use the language of buyer first behavior, like you just said, you're making it adversarial. You're making it a buyer seller relationship. And that's not what it is. Nobody wants it to be that way. And there was a post that came out the other day that was saying the old school mentality of trying to find a commonality is not why people buy from you. What
I sent you that. I sent you that, and I deleted that guy from my feed. I don't want to.
Right. And I was like, that's so ignorant to say that, because in a world where everything is commoditized, the thing that makes you stand out is the commonality. The thing that makes them choose you is the reason that they know you, the reason they like you. If you're able to provide value and expertise and do all of those other things, so can everybody else. It's going to be the relationship that's the differentiator.
So I love this one too. Top performing sellers have a stronger relationship with the marketing department.
Right. So
really? How about
so
Mark, where is our marketing department? Or
right. To me,
who is our marketing department?
You are the marketing department.
We are the marketing department.
You are the marketing department. And so, and shout out, Jim is here. Kai is watching. Good morning, Kai. Hope you're having a great time at Grammy Camp. But that to me is your marketing department can do whatever they want for the brand. And I had this conversation with a few people that I talked with last week about, look, you can try to build the company up and share information and share insights all that you want. At the end of the day, you have to take the responsibility to market yourself and market your own expertise and market the way you do your business. Because if you're not marketing you, the brand's not going to lead people to you. It's inverse. You have to lead people to the brand, and your brand will stand out more than the company's brand.
So I read a lot. I'm totally engaged in all of these reports, and I still say you got to be really careful who you listen to, because
1,000%.
that is not what the top five. Those are not what the top 5% of people are doing. No way. Impossible.
So, but I think the research part is true, because it's something that we believe in. It's the number one point. And the other point that was on there, it says top sellers use technology 13% more. I don't give a shit about the numbers, but the idea of using technology more is correct. Using technology properly is the answer to that, though, right? It's not just about using technology. It's not about automating the process for yourself. It's about understanding how to leverage the technology, leverage the information to make it a personalized experience for people.
So I was shocked by that number, because, you ask people, when I speak in a large crowd, how many people are on LinkedIn? Everybody raises their hand. I go, how many people actually know how to use it? All of a sudden the hands go down. So I thought that there'd be a higher number of people using technology. How many people are using it right? So it's amazing.
Dr. Rennie in the house.
Dr. Rennie. Oh, oh my God. What
Awesome.
a blast. I'll tell you what, the Huddle continues to amaze me.
You just
because
never
so
know.
many people who are watching and listening that don't show up. Thank you for showing up, letting us know. That is a blast from the past. The chiropractor of the stars. Great to see you. Great stuff. Mark, I'll let you and Jake get about your day. Great job. Thanks for showing up today. Tomorrow, we're talking all about Kiss, baby. Kiss and makeup.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. let's get down to business. Let's get down to business.